Recently, I got a question for my podcast, and the question was this. I'm getting hungry throughout the day. I'm constantly hungry, and it causes me to want to snack throughout the day. And I work at a desk, and my concern is that I'm eating excess calories and I'm putting on weight. What foods can I eat, or what can I do to curb that constant hunger, that constant desire to snack? And my answer to that is two things. There are two things you can do to do that. The first is change your diet, and the second is to get some exercise. Um, Changing your diet, a really simple, straightforward change to your diet is really eliminate the simple carbohydrates. So any of the grain-based foods, sugars, sweeteners, artificial sweeteners, any of that stuff, any of the processed food, get rid of it. Just can it. Eat real food. If you eat a meal that has like a meat with some fat in it, not a lot, but meat and fat, and vegetables, like copious amounts of vegetables, it's going to tide you over. The fat tides you over, the meat tides you over, gives you plenty of energy, and it's going to give you a low glycemic meal so that you're not storing that blood sugar as fat, but you're actually feeding your brain. You see, when you get a certain amount of body fat, over say 13% body fat in your body, the fat actually releases some hormones on its own, and the blood sugar is high, and that's how you got to that level of fat. The blood sugar is high, so you store it as fat, you secrete insulin, etc. And that's just about everybody out there. There's not very many people with less than 13% body fat. You notice when you see them because they look real skinny and real defined after below levels of that. Well, that's because we all have excess fat. And what's happening is you get into that cycle where you're craving food because you're starving your brain for food because your body is storing it as fat. So there's a competition that exists between the fat and the hormonal response of the fat itself and the brain, which wants food. So the brain's going to win over willpower every time. So you're going to, if your brain's hungry and it's not getting the energy it needs, you're going to eat a high-calorie meal, which will then get stored as fat, and your brain will get hungry again. You'll eat another one. You may be snacking all day long, etc. So stop that. Eat simply. And then the second thing is exercise. Exercise regularly, 30 minutes to 45 minutes of aerobic exercise. That doesn't mean intense exercise. That means conversational pace exercise, aerobic exercise. That will burn fat, and it will also stimulate your body to a hormonal cascade so that you are lowering your blood sugar, you're lowering your insulin level, and your response, not your insulin level, but your insulin sensitivity is rising. So that means you won't be getting hungry as quickly, you won't be storing your food as fat, you'll be using it, absorbing it, and using it for energy. So two really simple ways to do that. If you have more questions on that, shoot them to me, whether on the comments page by email, or you can call me directly.